Morning guys, GM. Welcome to the macro daily update for Thursday, February 22nd. This is a macro channel, but we got to keep an eye right now on NVIDIA. NVIDIA just posted earnings yesterday and is currently rallying 15% and trading at $777 currently. As you can see, NVIDIA had a crazy move last night after hours, trading at 10% overnight. Took a little bit of a dip this morning right around at market open, but has since started rallying since now. You can see from their earnings since Q2 of 2023, their earnings have grown at a substantial pace right now. When they released their earnings report last night, they were earning about $5.16 per share of NVIDIA. The main driver of NVIDIA's performance right now is the AI narrative. Basically, NVIDIA currently makes the video and graphics card used for training from the large language models and anybody looking to get themselves into AI and training some of these models. The current graphics card, flagship graphics card, is the RTX 490. It's usually mainly designed for gamers, but like I said, most folks have been using this for AI and also for cryptocurrency mining. As you can see, NVIDIA has started already using AI and some of the tools in their processing and graphics processing. As we can see from some of the performance, the new graphics card, the 480, has been able to outperform a lot of these games, and as you can see, even 5x the performance of frame rates and other realistic gaming engines. On the NVIDIA website, this is an awesome tool that they have that basically shows you the difference between the old engines and the new AI-powered graphics cards. As you can see, a major difference in reflections, realism, and the way they're just able to deliver on a more real experience for gamers and alike. In my opinion, NVIDIA right now sits on a crazy junction between gaming, AI, and also cryptocurrency and mining. Right now is one of the world's fastest growing markets, and as you know, the AI frenzy is not stopping here, and also we're currently seeing a bull market in the cryptocurrency space as well too. NVIDIA's much anticipated Q4 earnings report saw an AI GPU leader post another large beat and rise against revenue growth of 265% year over year. NVIDIA guided fiscal Q1 nearly $2 billion above consensus on its top, and almost $2 billion revenue beat in Q4, mirroring what we saw in Q3 as demand for the H100 Hopper GPUs remained elevated. The consistency and magnitude of the top line beats is impressive, while Q1 signaling 3 quarters in a row of revenue growth over 200%. However, as its growth further down the income statement, where NVIDIA reportedly truly shines, NVIDIA's strong hold grips the data center GPU moment combined with pricing power and elevated demand for its H100 GPU has allowed substantial growth in operating income and has generated robust earnings. Q4 revenue was $22.1 billion, beating estimates by almost 8%. And this represents a year-over-year growth of 265%, which is crazy. And then 60% acceleration from a 205% year-over-year in Q3. You can see NVIDIA has released a really strong earnings report based on the demand of their latest GPUs, and I don't see it stopping there and ending here. Looking at this NVIDIA technically and using some of my DeMark indicators, typically this is my main workspace. I actually look at 3 different time horizons: the hourly, the daily, and then the weekly. From a daily perspective, we've blew past some of the D-Wave projections of $738. Currently trading right now above the range. We don't have any upper targets right now, but from the RSI perspective, still undersold and could technically still go for further upside. From a daily perspective, we hit some 13 sell signals here, which we saw into the big sell-off into February 21st, and currently we have a sell countdown of 1, indicating that this trend could continue to go forward. For upside targets, we currently don't have any upside targets, but looking to the downside targets, we have some targets of 690 for downside and also 615, which is some major downsides. From RSI perspective, currently we are moving into the oversold condition. So from a daily perspective, this would probably continue to rally. From a weekly perspective, again, we blew past the D-wave projections of 746. There are some 9 buy counts or sell counts here, indicating that we could see a reversal in trend lately here. From an RSI perspective, definitely moving over to the overbought territory, but as we've seen in the past, NVIDIA and some other assets can stay in this overbought condition for a decent amount of time. Overall, looking at the DeMark in the hourly, daily, and weekly time frames, we can definitely see a rally continuing on, even after this 14% rally here. NVIDIA released a crazy earnings report, and the momentum and the trading is all to the upside right now. We'll also take another look at some of the other quantitative tools that I use, which is Longbow. So Longbow is a quantitative tool that I use right now. If we can look at NVIDIA right now, last trading at 777, percent change is 13%. Right now, the range signal is in a sell, and we'll go over right now why. From a momentum indicator perspective, it's currently bullish from a short term and a medium term. We click into the range, we can actually see some trading ranges from a quantitative perspective. As you can see, why we're getting that sell signal is NVIDIA is moving out of the upper boundaries of its range at 746 and entering 777. From a quantitative perspective, things look to be overbought and be contrarian or the opposite of what our DeMark technical indicators are. But again, you got to use convergences and tools. And from my perspective from this, I would probably not be entering this trade for NVIDIA, maybe looking for a pullback as we see that from a DeMark perspective. On the weekly perspective, there's been some overstretched signals and overbought signals. So this is me. I would typically stay and not enter this trade, as in this would be a FOMO trade and you'd be trying to catch and be using your psychology and missing out. Along the same lines with NVIDIA and the demand for their GPUs, another big interesting asset for me has been Bitcoin mining and the impacts of Bitcoin mining. Currently, I have some long-term bets on some miners, and this is a report that was shared on a Discord that I thought was very exciting. As an executive summary for some of the Bitcoin mining space, growth and sustainability concerns, the Bitcoin mining network has grown 90% in 2023 and raising questions about its environmental sustainability and profitability, and particularly with the efficiency and cost of the energy network. Mining dynamics and hash rate, Bitcoin's mining difficulty adjustment mechanism ensures that supply and elasticity, and then post-halving, higher cost miners may struggle due to a decrease of immediate income, and then documents assesses the average cost of production Bitcoin post-halving, and the findings show that the average cost is going to be around $37,000. Bitcoin mining and environmental impact. Bitcoin mining often utilizes stranded energy, typically in remote locations. Approximately 53% of Bitcoin mining energy is now sustainably sourced, according to Daniel Batten. Bitcoin mining could significantly reduce emissions caused by gas flaring and major environmental concerns. The cost of production and profitability structures for miners will change following the 2024 halving, and our analysis focused on varying cost structures and a list of miners and their vulnerabilities to the halving. And then miners will face challenges from a high SG&A cost and necessitating cost reductions remain profitable. Only a handful of miners are expected to operate profitably if Bitcoin price remains above $40,000. The report does a really good job at least going through some of the struggles and some of the challenges, and then the outlook for Bitcoin miners coming out of this 2024 halving event. They do list some miners particularly, and I'll go over technically one miner, as I said, I had a long-term bet on, which is going to be RIOT. Unlike Mara, RIOT actually didn't borrow as much money, and they've been upgrading their fleet. And from a technical perspective, we'll dive into what their charts look like right now. And for those that don't know, I use Bitcoin miners as basically a leveraged play on Bitcoin. Why it's a leveraged bet is based on the operational costs and some of the operational nuances of having a Bitcoin miner. Typically, it's the leverage is based on the amount of Bitcoins they hold, and as the price of Bitcoin increases, the value of the companies also. This is a much riskier play than Bitcoin, but allows me to still have an exposure to Bitcoin without having to put down as much capital. From a technical perspective, not much going on the hourly chart. On the daily chart, we do have some countdowns right now on a buy setup, indicating that it is going in a downtrend. From the RSI, it's a little bit oversold, and so we can kind of continue to see this downtrend. We do have some really major good upside targets of $23 for RIOT, and then also $24 for RIOT. Again, I'm using this as my long-term holdings, and I entered in around the spot market around $9 and $10. What my game plan anyways is to take some profits post halvening, maybe 5 to 10%, and then go from there just to de-risk before the halvening event in April. But I could change my thesis based on some of this if the price goes below 13 right here from the exhaustion down. From a weekly perspective, RSI, there's no major DeMark indicators indicating that this could still run from a month-to-month basis. Right now, the RSI is still climbing and right in the middle of the range, so we're not getting into a overheated or oversold condition. Again, this isn't financial advice, and this is much riskier. I've seen a lot of drawdowns, particularly with miners, as you see from the Bitcoin ETF, and some of these 13s hitting. I actually lost about 50% of the value and of my holdings. But again, I treat these Bitcoin miners as a option play on Bitcoin, and I'm okay with seeing 50% drawdowns, but it depends on your risk profile. But that's all that I had for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.